go. And here we go. Okay, looks like we're live everywhere. Live on Facebook, live on YouTube, and I got noises going off in my ears. And sorry we're kind of running a minute or two late. Patty had a great idea, kind of last minute. And
I was fixing to do it before the show, but...
Do what?
I was going to do it before the show, but decided to wait.
I don't understand.
I was going to get the dehydrated one before the show.
Oh, yeah. So, you're going to get to see some live dehydration. she's working on dehydrating sourdough to keep up with our orders of dehydrated sourdough. This is pretty cool. They keep coming in, and we're selling beard balm left and right. We got to make some more beard balm. But Patty had, well, she's going to tell you about it. She dehydrated some, but it's been so wet and rainy here. I guess that's why you're doing that, right, Pat?
Doing what?
That it's because of the weather?
But why doing what? Dehydrate more?
Yeah.
Dehydrate more because we need more.
Oh, I thought you were finishing
Getting
up.
ready for the Deep South Homestead Gathering.
Yes, that is our Christmas tree. Sorry, I try to sit in front of it.
And I didn't even change it to a Valentine's.
But I moved.
But it's his fault that it's still up.
Camera's up here.
Well, I'm looking at
I know, I keep looking down here.
But it's his fault that it's still up because I had been asking for him to bring the boxes.
No. It's not
Excuse me. Let me finish, please.
Okay.
Let me finish.
All right.
I had been asking over and over and over for him to bring me the boxes. I even went to get them one time and couldn't get to them. Anyway, so I asked him to get them, and he didn't. And he finally did about a week and a half ago. And I've just been really busy.
Yeah.
He didn't do it when I had time, so it's his fault.
No, but see, the thing is, you said it's my fault that it's still up. It's not my fault that it's still up. It was my fault that it was up until last week.
No. It's because you waited to get the boxes till I was busy.
Oh, I see how that works.
Yeah. I mean, it's still all your fault. Love you, baby.
We don't ever just kiss one time.
They don't want to see us kiss, though. Anyway.
I don't care what they want to see. Come here. Turn around at me.
Stop.
So there.
Anyway, so I have been busy, but I really could have gotten the tree down, but, anyway. I haven't. I don't have it down.
I don't care. It looks nice. What is there? Is it like a...
It's like
the Christmas tree Gestapo is going to come kick our door down and throw us in jail?
I left it on, what you doing?
I'm trying to get your airplane mode off for you. So you got to let it catch up and get connected to the interwebs.
I can't even turn this on no more.
Oh.
What was that?
I don't know, but you need to turn your noise down. That might have been Mama's.
What?
Oh, I'm taking pictures. We'll be with y'all in a minute.
I've got a new phone.
Talk amongst yourselves.
Now I don't know how to make this come open. Oh, yeah.
How about just touch that?
Yeah. See, it maybe...
Well, you got to unlock it first. We'll be with y'all in a minute.
I'm sorry, y'all. Anyway, it's opening up. Anyway.
We're off to a good start, aren't we?
I have been baking a lot this week. I'm working on the sourdough ebook, and so I'm really excited about that. And so I've just been, you know how you make stuff and you don't always measure it and don't know the exact stuff and everything. So when you make a cookbook, you've got to put down the measurements exactly and everything. So I have been playing with a lot of different recipes. Tommy's posted some of them on Facebook. And so
I haven't posted any recipes. I posted pictures of the bread.
Yeah, pictures of the bread that I made. But anyway, so that's what I've been doing. I've really been playing. So anyway, but I've had fun. So Backyard Eden said, "How are we liking the iPhone X?" I'm liking it. I've already gotten used to it. That's why I couldn't open the iPad.
It's an amazing device, and we're going to show you some pictures that were taken. The camera capabilities of the iPhone X are just stupid good. And I don't think I don't know, the 8 Plus may be just as good. I don't know. But that portrait mode that
Yeah,
came
it was
out with
cool.
iOS 11. It's on the iPhone X. I think it's available on the 8 Plus. So I don't know, but it's remarkable.
I want to say hey to Tim. Hey, and he says that they still have live sourdough. So,
Yay!
Yay! I'm proud of y'all. That's great. So, yeah, Tommy. Nanda said you can put that tip in your book. Get the boxes out when you're asked in the future.
Yeah.
Thanks, Nanda. That's a good one.
Well,
So.
I know another. It's not a tip. It's a sad reality. It's all too true. You know that the old joke where the man says, "Ladies, let's see. Let's see. I don't remember how it goes now, but you let me know that you need whatever done. You don't have to remind me every 6 months."
Yeah, that's about right too. Can I tell you? Can I tell you? I always have, but I always do it real nice, don't I, Tommy?
Yeah.
Until 2 years or 3 years go by.
I see Linda Ennis joined us.
Mm-hmm.
And speaking of Linda Ennis, she was, she lives up in Tennessee, and she ran into Patara, and that's
that.
Patara on the right and Linda on the left, and you can barely get a glimpse of the shirt that she's wearing.
Look at that.
But there's the backside of Linda's shirt.
Yay.
So Linda was
Linda.
repping Alderman Farms up in the great state of Tennessee.
Wow, that's awesome.
Which is it's just neat for us to see that,
That's really neat.
So far, the winner is Columbia. We've got photographs with Alderman Farms t-shirt. Of course, that's kind of cheating, I guess. They're family.
Yeah,
Our son-in-law's family, mom, sporting her Alderman Farms t-shirt while gardening in Colombia.
Andy was the first one on here. He was excited.
Yay, go, Andy.
And he did say that that I'm always right.
Yeah.
So he was just reminding you. Because
You know
I know
that-
you know that, but you just forgot. That's one of those
reminds
things.
me, I haven't seen Natalie in a while. Do you remember Natalie?
Yeah, I'm first.
Yeah, as a young girl, I don't remember. I may not have ever asked her because I didn't want to sound creepy, but she was obviously 12, 13, something like that, and she was first to comment on every one of our videos, and she would just say first, and so I would engage her in conversation. I know she played soccer and all that kind of stuff, and that went on for a long time.
For a long
and
time.
then I guess she's probably just grown up. That's what it is. And she's got other things to do. But so Andy's the new Natalie now. That's So Andy, do you play soccer?
No. He probably does. What was I gonna? What I lost? Thank you, Amy. She said her sourdough was amazing. They ate it up quick. But Sandy said that they're eating Melba toast made with their sourdough bread, so they're having issues with the starter. So what kind of issues?
Yep. Tell us
Sandy,
about your issues, because this is sourdough talk.
That's what we want to talk about, sourdough. So let me know what your issues are. What's going on?
Yep. So Patty mentioned she'd been baking.
Yes.
So not only is that a photo of her bread, but just look at that photo for a minute. This is an example that was taken in portrait mode, right? Or was it? That may not have been taken in portrait mode. That was just taken normally.
This one was. The next one is, I think.
And then, no, because that background's not that way either. But we'll get to some in a minute. Anything you want to say while I go through these?
Well, that's just regular. That was just regular sourdough bread.
That's just regular sourdough. Sorry. Ooh, I didn't have a chance to rearrange these. So
anyway, what I was going to say about the other bread is that I used just a regular size loaf pan with that, and so I made 2 loaves with that, because with the way I do it with the farmer's market, I'll use those little metal pans, and actually one making of bread, I get three loaves out of it. Not the little bitty loaves, but not the normal size like 5x9 loaf. Anyway, so I was just testing that out. I needed some bread, so I made me some bread. Just regular bread. But then this is my kind of experiment that I've been doing. I wanted just an all-around cake recipe using the sourdough, but I don't want 6 different cake recipes. I want one cake recipe that I can make 6 different cakes out of, or numerous different cakes out of. So I've kind of made up with made one basic cake recipe, and I was just been testing it. I made like vanilla, I made banana, I made chocolate, which that was some of the pictures. I made carrot, I made gingerbread, and where's the next one?
That's using portrait mode.
Yeah, that's
Look
the
at
portrait
that.
mode. Where's the other one that was like this up here?
That photo is taken with a phone.
Anyway,
This one here.
yeah. So that's the other ones. Oh, it's cinnamon bread. So I just thought it would be really useful just to have one basic recipe, and now this is actually bread. This is cinnamon bread that I made using just my bread dough. With like more of a cake, you know, you want a more moist dough than your bread dough. So anyway, so I made that this week too. That's what I made, and I made some cinnamon rolls with just my bread dough, because I usually use a cinnamon roll recipe that makes a more moist dough. And Carl-Ann's boyfriend was here, and he really liked cinnamon rolls, so I didn't have time to do the whole cinnamon rolls, so I just did it with my bread dough that I already had risen, and they turned out so good. So I'm going to do a comparison side by side, just the cinnamon roll recipe and making cinnamon rolls with bread dough. So, because I was tickled. And I want to ask y'all too, would y'all please, if y'all say anything directly to us, put it in capital letters, because I know I asked Sandy to respond back to me, but I miss it a lot of times if it's not in caps. And y'all, I'm sorry, last week we missed a lot.
Yeah, we did. We missed a lot.
But I'm doing my best. I'm trying
really
not to miss.
We don't want to miss anything. But
let's see.
So while Patty's doing that, let me go back to this to these two photos. Look at that. I mean, that's like a magazine quality photo, I think. And it was taken with an iPhone in the portrait mode. You see how everything but the actual subject of the photo is kind of blurred? Same thing here. And you're gonna. Then Patty did that. I've been playing with it too, and I'll show you some of that, my experiments with that too, in just a minute. But so we're very pleased with the iPhone. Battery life is the iPhone X. Battery life is
not good to me.
You don't think?
Nope. I have to charge mine every day. And sometimes I run out. I have to charge it before.
Mine's doing good.
Well, I've been FaceTiming too.
Well, yeah. I mean, if you use it heavily, anything's gonna wear down.
All right. Sandy said it's just her starter's just not growing like it should. Sandy, I'm gonna tell you one thing that I have found with my starter. Sometimes I will take a break and not feed it for a day or two and let it sit, and then come back and start feeding it, and it seems like it gives it a jump start or something. So maybe try that for a day or two and see if that don't help with getting it going again. And sometimes I even say putting it in the refrigerator, putting it to sleep, let it go dormant for a little while, then taking it back out. You know, you could just take a little bit back out and start feeding that and see if that don't help to get it jump started. Thank y'all for all the compliments too. I appreciate that. Let's see. Oh, and Backyard Eden, what would be your suggestion for container size for new starter? I start out really with really small amounts with my starter, but I use a quart jar. And then I'll graduate if I'm trying, like with doing the dehydrator. I go to half gallon size, and then I go up to a gallon. So Tommy's going to get them now, but I have the half gallon over there. But I do, when I start out with a half gallon. You got it? And I have little lines drawn on here because I was measuring how much they were growing and stuff like that. You can actually put this one over there, and then this is my gallon. I've been pulling off of this.
Put this one over here?
Yeah. But anyway, so I've been enjoying it. Yeah, Sandy, let me know how that fridge thing turns out. You can send us a message if you're on Facebook, on the Facebook Messenger, and there's some way to do it on YouTube, but I don't know how. But
well, you can comment on this video afterwards, or you can send an email to bread@AldermanFarms.net.
Yeah, you can email us. And Tommy always tells me when I get an email, so because I'm one of those kind of people.
So Bethany McBride on Facebook says, "Can I put my starter to sleep if I'll be gone?" Yes.
Yes.
Just rock it gently. No. So you can put it in the refrigerator.
Yeah.
Right? Just put it in the
Yeah.
refrigerator and it'll go dormant.
Yeah, and one thing I like about having starter in the refrigerator, if you're not doing it real often, is that you could pull out like just a half a cup of starter and start feeding it a little bit and give it a few days, and it'll get active quicker when you take it out the refrigerator a lot of times, and then you're ready to make bread. So you don't have to feed 2 cups of starter. You could take out like a half a cup of starter and start feeding it from there.
Yeah. And then she tried to make bread last night, but 6 cups of flour was way too much, so she flopped.
Oh, I'm sorry, Bethany. No, you were using the 1 cup of starter and I think it was over 2 cups of flour. I can't even remember what the recipe is. And actually, where do you live? Because I know Jen at
Pratt family.
the Nut House.
Oh, that Jen.
Yeah, she was starting a starter, and she was following my exact methods, and she's like over in California where it's really, really dry. Oh, that way. Sorry.
Well, actually,
for them it's that way. See,
yeah, for them it's that way.
I was right.
Sorry.
Tommy, see, I'm not directionally challenged. But anyway, but her starter, I mean, mine will be a little thick, but like kind of more like loose pancake batter, or maybe pancake batter consistency. Jen's was like, I don't know, like dough almost. And so we figured out that it's just that, it's so moist here and it's not there. And so she just is going to have to put more water or milk in hers. And also, Michael Pratt, he's been dehydrating some sourdough. You know how he dehydrates his?
Laid it out.
Yeah.
We couldn't do that.
Just laid it out.
Ours would have mold on it.
Oh, God, yeah. No, it would never dry out.
It would never dry out.
It has been so wet here. In fact,
we have a humid climate when it's not raining.
Yeah.
But Bethany also says it's growing too fast. So, you might need to starve it.
But wait, no, don't starve it. What do you mean?
I don't know. Never mind.
Don't listen to Tommy.
Don't listen to me.
What's she saying?
She said it's growing too fast, and then she said it's super airy and bubbly all day long.
Oh, wow, that's a good problem to have.
Right. I know that. I don't know much else.
Yeah. But what you can do, if you're not able to use it up quick enough, you can put it in the refrigerator, put it to sleep. And since yours is so active, just take out a half a cup, feed it a little bit, or even a cup, and feed it. And as soon as it gets active again, see how quickly it will. Go ahead and make bread with it. Maybe do it like that. But I mean, there's some days that I may not use quite the 6 cups. There's some days I use more than 6 cups. It just depends of the flour when I'm making the bread. It just depends on the atmosphere. But if ever it doesn't seem like it needs to, you want that. You're looking for the right dough consistency, not necessarily putting the right amount of flour in. In fact, like when I make French bread, I measure I'm doing my hands. Y'all can't even see my hands. My goodness. No, that's okay. It's okay.
They need to see your hands.
Anyway, but when I make my French bread, it calls for 4 cups of flour, and it's not near the liquid. It's not near the liquid that is in the sourdough. But you have your measuring cup, and you scrape it off to level it to make sure you get the exact right amount. When I'm making sourdough, I don't even do that. I just grab a cup of flour. It's okay if it's got a little bit on top. I just kind of keep an estimate in my mind because I'm looking for the right texture of dough, not necessarily making sure I get that 6 cups of flour in.
Yeah, so that's just something you're going to need to play with.
So don't give up. Yeah, try that again. I mean, if you end up just putting 5 cups, because I've done that before, and I'm like, oh, this is going to be small bread, but it does just fine. So.
Yeah, so just play with it. Something that's a great tip, that it's the consistency of the dough you're looking for. And that's so the amount of flour is going to be a plus or minus.
Yeah, that's what Sandy says, that she wished hers was super bubbly, you know.
Yeah.
But Sandy, putting that in the fridge, that really, really may help that, and taking it back out. And Sandy, what are you feeding yours? If you can answer that and tell me what you're feeding it exactly.
So while Sandy's answering that question, we'll look at I know deep south, Wanda and Danny were talking about spring, signs of spring. Well, Patty took this photo today, I guess, or was it yesterday before the rain, I guess. And we noticed coming home from church today that signs of spring are everywhere, and we got chickens that have decided to forego the nest boxes, and we find little nests of eggs all over the property. Well, we find them. You found this one. I found some others.
I'm just teasing, baby.
And so, speaking of signs of spring, we got the goats out in the garden patch doing some work for us before we get in there and take over the job. Might as well allow them to enjoy the greenery that has popped up everywhere. And
well, that's not the only reason they're in the garden.
Yeah, because if they're not in the garden, they're out at the road.
Well, actually...
Oops. Go ahead.
What? Actually, they
got
weren't
the white
just
fence
at the
draped
road.
around.
They actually went
What is it?
Over to Tommy's?
over to the neighbor's house.
Garlic.
Yes, they went to the neighbor's house. We've got quite a few little kids. I think 4 little bucks, or 3 or 4 little bucks that we're going to be getting rid of. And
Yeah.
we've decided to go ahead and reduce down our goat herd because we just don't need all of that milk. And did you tell them the reason the goats were out?
Nope.
Tommy told him he was going out of town.
Oh, yeah.
It's his fault again.
Yeah. It's that.
Was it the day you left? No,
Yeah.
it was the next day.
Was
Because
it
you
the
left
next
Monday
day?
evening.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was the next day.
Yeah.
4 times.
4 times.
4 times.
Well, wait, that was the first day. I didn't put them in the garden that day, did I? Then the next day is when they went across the street.
Yeah,
to the neighbor's house.
The first day, right? They got
Yeah.
out 4 times, and you didn't put them in there. And I've said for the longest time, it's like these critters have a secret communication network, and there's somebody standing guard at the corner. He's turning right. You know, he's headed to the highway.
Yeah.
And so that's when they get out. You know.
Yeah, I mean, and it just was ridiculous. I'm telling you, I was in here, and I was wanting to make soap. And I was so thankful I had not started making soap because I couldn't leave the soap with the goats were out.
Yeah.
And so, anyway, 4 times that day. Then the next day, I thought I had fixed the fence up and everything. My neighbor calls, and he says, hey, Tommy, the greatest neighbor in the world.
Greatest neighbor in the universe.
Yeah. He calls, and he says, hey, you seen my new goat herd lately? I said, are you serious? I was baking that day. I was just fixing to put the cakes in the oven, and I said, I'll be over there in just a minute. I'm so sorry. Tommy's out of town. I said, I'll be over there in a minute. And so I quit. I got the stuff in the oven, everything, set the timer, looked at my phone to make sure I came back in time. And when I opened the door and looked out, I saw him running to the barn. And so I come back inside, and I called him. I said, hey, that's not my goats. My goats are here. And he just fell out laughing because he let his dog chase them a little bit, just to get them going in the right direction and everything. So, and then I don't know if I told you, he called back a little bit later and said, and I had just been over there. That's when I put them in the garden to let them get in the garden to eat because I thought that'll keep them occupied a little while. So then he called back, and I just went over there and checked on them. And he called back. He said, I got goats up on my front porch. And I was like, are you kidding me? And he fell out laughing.
Busted out laughing.
He thought
He
that was
just
funny. But he's a good neighbor. But we don't want to ever make him aggravated with our animals. He does help us a lot and everything. And
a lot.
It gets to be a nuisance when your animals keep going on your neighbor's property and stuff like that.
We had that problem with pigs for years.
But
Finally got that solved.
They've been really good to us about that and
I'm
everything.
sorry
so.
I keep yawning. We haven't caught up on our sleep. We actually went and visited with some longtime friends night before last and got home at like 1 o'clock in the morning. And I hadn't seen 1 o'clock in the morning in a long time.
Yeah.
And so we're just kind of running on a deficit, and plus it's rainy and all. Bethany want to know what kind of flour you use, and have you ever used einkorn flour?
I have. In fact, I remember my failure of trying to start a starter from scratch with einkorn flour, and it did not go over well.
Smell like dead fish.
It was bad.
Smell like dead something.
It was really bad. But anyway, but I do like the einkorn flour, and in fact, I need to look. I may even actually have some because I've been wanting to do some sourdough with that. I would like to be making more with that kind of flour. But and I've been using unbleached bread flour and unbleached all-purpose flour. So, but bread flour has a little bit of higher gluten, and so and that's one reason I wanted to make the bread too, because I used the bread flour and just kind of seeing how it did and everything. But
if you wanted to use a different kind of flour, don't you kind of recommend transitioning into it?
Well, not necessarily, but you might would want to start your starter with white flour and get it good and active, and then add it, transition it over to the einkorn.
So in other words, yes?
No, but I mean, I don't mean, but when you say...
No, I don't mean that. What I mean is you should transition into it.
I mean, like, you don't have to start feeding it a little bit at a time. To me, that's the way you said it sounded like you have to do it slowly, but just transition it all of a sudden. We're not on the same wavelength tonight, huh? But Sandy, you're saying that you used a fourth water, flour, and then sugar. Now, let's see. Yeah, a quarter cup of water and an eighth of a cup of sugar. And that's fine when you're doing with little amounts. But as you get more volume to your starter, you're going to have to start feeding it a little bit more. But one thing, I don't know if you can do milk or not. I find milk really helps to get it going and gets it bubbly. So if you can use some milk. Now, I don't use my fresh goat milk because it's not pasteurized. I do buy store-bought milk to feed my starters with. So you might want to try that too. So that's just a thought. But I don't know if you can do the dairy or not. So. But lots of starters work, and I'm going to tell you this too. It depends on your atmosphere in your house too, because like Michael Pratt has just had great success with his, and it sounds like
running all over the counter.
Yeah, it sounds like a few other people have too. That theirs is fully bubbly and everything all the way through, and all. It has a lot to do with your environment too. Some are more conducive to it. Not that you're not going to be able to do it though.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, it's really fascinating to think about that you have a population of wild yeast where you live, and those populations vary. The how active they are, and I don't know all that I would love to know about it. It's a fascinating. There's lots and lots of science.
I really want to learn more about it, and now I'm going to forget Michael at what's the Permies?
Part-time permies.
Yeah. I'm really excited. We're going to do maybe some collaboration with them, and he just knows all about.
He knows the science side of it.
You know, so I'm excited about doing that because I don't know all that. I just know how to make the bread, and make the.
Let me say this right
so.
quick. It's pouring down rain right here.
Yeah.
And there's a line of heavy storms coming. And so if we just blank out, that's what happened. Power. We may lose our power. And if we do, bye-bye. We'll see you next time because it won't stay out forever because Corey will get called out and go fix it.
That's right. The Cajun homesteader said a while ago, if you tied my hands up, I wouldn't be able to talk.
That's about right. That's about right.
Would whole milk be a good starter milk? Yeah, I use whole milk. That's what I use.
Yeah.
I use whole milk. And also, it's just, 2 weeks from today, we got to figure out how we're going to do our show.
Yeah.
Because 2 weeks from today, we're going to be at a campground in Wiggins, Mississippi.
We might not be able to do our show because...
In 2 weeks.
Because
yeah, we can.
All we're going to have is cell signal.
Oh.
We got a gigabyte limit on our cell plan now.
But I'm not going to use mine. Oh, somebody... Who is...
I don't know.
So anyway, but we're excited. So we're going to be doing some different videos there and everything. We're going to be meeting up a lot of different people. So I'm excited.
Yeah, we may have to. Oh, I know it. We may see if.
Oh, Amy said, or Amy, you're hearing Irene? I guess you are. I guess she's.
Yeah, we got to.
We're the only people she could hear stuff from. She can chat with other people, but she can't hear them, huh?
Yeah. See, yeah, we got a tin roof, and it's coming a frog strangler right now. But yeah, I know we'll have to talk to Mike and Tara about mooching off of their hotspot.
Yeah, there we go.
For our live show.
And 7D was saying yes, you can use fresh milk. I just didn't know, Sherry. I was just, because they talk about the bacterias and milk and all that, and I am going to be leaving it out at room temperature, so that's why I was just a little iffy. If it was just for us, I would do it, but since I'm selling the sourdough starter, I didn't do that. So
Can you hear it now? Can y'all hear the rain? Be quiet for just a second.
Yeah, they're hearing it. Everybody's saying it on here. It's really not that loud. I mean, we can hear it too. So, you know what? Since it's raining, why don't we go ahead and do the
try to do that?
Do the sourdough. Yeah, I'm gonna go wash my hands and pull my hair up. So.
All right, so we're going to experiment again with the sound. We're going to see what happens. For some reason, using this Wirecast Go app on my phone and using the phone built-in microphone on the phone, it doesn't pick up audio very good. So I'm pretty sure that's not. Well, no, that's not it. I've got to figure out why there's an echo when I use that, because I disable the other mics, and it's obvious that I must be missing a setting somewhere. I think I just thought about it. Well, I don't have time to try to fix it right now, but
No, you don't.
So anyway, bear with us. I'm gonna point the blue snowball microphone. Remember that? We told y'all we're now using this blue snowball microphone, and it has a directional mic on it. You want to turn it away from me? I don't know how well you can hear it when you want to turn it away. It should pick up better when you're pointing it right at somebody. And so, first of all, let's see if the camera shot is still working. You ready, Patty?
I am ready.
I think that's live. It looks like the camera has moved.
No, I moved it.
All right, so y'all let me know. Patty, just start talking.
Okay, can you hear me? Hello?
Can y'all hear Patty? Let me know if you can hear Patty, guys.
Testing 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3. Testing. They really don't have to hear me. I don't guess. You can just tell me questions.
Well, yeah, if you're gonna be saying
because you can just tell me questions. They're just gonna be watching. I do a half a cup at a time. Oh, I gotta stir it.
All right, they said they can't really hear you, so.
Okay, well, you can relay to them what I'm doing there.
All right, she's well, what are you look?
Down the sourdough
She's
right
stirring
now.
down the sourdough right now. Hang on just a second.
And I did.
It's not in frame.
I don't want it to be.
Oh, well, you couldn't see what you were doing. Up where? On the top? I got that. All right.
All right, I'm putting a half a cup of my sourdough starter.
She's starting with a half a cup. She's putting it on the dehydrator sheet.
And I have to spread it out really thin.
She's doing her best to spread it out as thin as she can. We'll get this audio figured out sooner or later, y'all. Sorry about that. This was a last minute attempt adjustment. And
You kind of want to make it even.
she wants to try to get it as even as possible,
Will it dry the same?
where the drying time will be the same. Because if you're not careful to have it as even as possible, then you'll have pieces of it that are dry, bone dry, and thicker areas that still need lots of dehydrating to go. So she's pouring that into a 1/2 cup measuring cup.
And the bags I sell have about 1/4 of a cup in each bag.
The packets of finished product of her dehydrated starter have approximately 1/4 of a cup in each little packet.
And I do puree it in a food processor.
Yeah, so once
So it rehydrates quicker.
once the dehydrator is sufficiently dehydrated, she breaks it up into pieces and puts it into her in her Ninja food processor thing and pulverizes it. Makes it more powder-like, and that helps it to rehydrate quicker and more evenly than it would if it's just in flakes or chips or
Yeah,
you
it'll
know.
rehydrate in just a few hours.
It'll rehydrate in just a few hours with it pulverized like that. I started to say the rain was slacking off, but it seems like it's starting to come back again.
Any other questions?
Well, I don't know. I've been watching you.
Are you serious?
Yeah. Yeah, backyard eating, we actually have a lapel mic, but it doesn't work with these new phones because, you know, there's no microphone hole on on our iPhone 10. I think that started with the 7s, maybe. I don't know, but I got all kind of adapters for my Mac, but I keep forgetting I need to get an adapter for the iPhone. I couldn't really have used it tonight anyway because my phone battery was not sufficient to have this video going for an hour, so I've got it plugged in. But there is an adapter that the lapel mic, our existing Rode RODE lapel mic. So that's what we were gonna do, and then I thought, oh, I forgot. There's no hole on the iPhone X. So, Patty, are you using parchment paper or the Excalibur silicone mats?
It's the silicone things, but they're not the Excalibur ones. They're the other ones that are cheaper.
It is silicone sheets, but it's not the Excalibur ones. It's the other ones, she said, which are cheaper.
But I may go back to parchment paper because the first batch I did was on parchment paper, and I found that it dehydrated it quicker. I actually will turn this over in the morning. I'll take this sheet out and remove it and turn the starter over to where it's just on the little plastic tray of the dehydrator.
Yeah. So,
You can't tell them.
well, I can't because I was reading. So say it again. All I know is you said you'll take it out and turn it over.
Yeah, I'll actually remove this paper. Tell them.
She's got, in the morning she'll remove the paper,
And actually put it straight on.
put it straight on the screen, and turn it over in the process. Nancy, it's an Excalibur, and it is fabulous. 9 trays, Patty.
Yeah.
It'll hold 9 trays. Simjamble, I'm not sure how much. Did we weigh? Yes, we do. We have it written down how much the dried starter weighs once it's done. I assume you mean the approximate 1/4 cup packet. We've weighed it because we, in calculating, trying to figure out how much shipping would be, but I don't remember.
It's a flat 350 on this.
Yeah. So, but even for as little as it weighs, we have to. According to the post office, the shipping is $3.50, so that's why Patty charges $5 a bag, and to buy it online it's $8.50. Well, $3.50 of that is the flat rate, and that's only first class mail. That's not priority mail. Bye, Pia.
Latia.
Homesteading the Pioneer Way. They're recommending you take a bench knife to spread it out over the area. Right now she's kind of happy with the spatula. Just
I tried the brush, but the brush don't do it. It just spreads it around.
Gina Risk on Facebook says, "Is that a paper towel you use on your jars?"
Yes.
Yes. You could also use a coffee filter.
I prefer the paper.
But Patty prefers the paper towel.
It's sort of air can get
Yeah, it allows the breathability, but doesn't allow
more yeasty.
what, baby?
No bugs to come, but some of the yeast.
Yeah, no. She wants bugs to get in it, but only yeast bugs.
Oh, it's fine.
Nah, that allows yeast to get in, but nothing bigger than yeast, and no critters or anything, and it also allows for airflow. Yeah, the Excalibur is a fine machine. I don't think so, Amy. Amy's saying you could probably just mail it in an envelope for cheaper.
They told me I couldn't.
They told us we couldn't.
It bumped up and it wouldn't go through the machine.
Yeah,
It has
because
to be
they-
hand-sorted.
Because it has to be hand sorted. The everything I guess is automated or something. At some point,
But you know what? I ought to try one package of it and see.
yeah,
See what happens.
yeah. I don't know. Maybe they just I don't know. So we just took their recommendation and.
But I'm gonna be picking Tara's brain when she's here about
So what heat setting on your Excalibur and how long?
that. Well, you can't go by how long it takes me because it's taking longer because it's so wet and all here.
Yeah, the timing will vary because it's taking longer than it should, or longer than it would in other places for us because of the extreme humidity.
It's been taking at least 48 hours for me,
It's been taking at least 48 hours here.
and I have to take it out immediately when I turn it off. Otherwise, it will absorb more.
Yeah, if she doesn't take it out, in fact, that happened. If she doesn't take it out immediately when it's done, it'll absorb more moisture from the air. What setting?
The lowest possible. The number that's written on mine is 105, and it'll come on before it gets to there. So less than 105.
Something less than 105. Say what you said again about the setting.
It will come on before 105, so I'm not quite sure the exact temperature, but it's you
Yeah.
want it lower than that.
So there's not a mark.
No, it's not.
Yeah. The nearest mark is 105, but it'll actually come on just below that. So if you're using an Excalibur, it's just below.
You don't want to cook it.
Yeah, you don't want to cook it. You just want to get the air out. Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. It's, Nancy, that sending white powder through the mail might not be a good idea.
Yeah, I can ask Amy about that.
Hey, but the Pratt said that the one they did as a giveaway went by envelope and it was fine.
Really?
And Amy said the one she's sending us is coming to us in an envelope. So we'll see. But seriously, that white envelope thing, I don't know. Arlie, if you look in the description of the video down where it says "In Patty's Kitchen," there's an Amazon link to a list of stuff she has in her kitchen, and I believe it's in there. The silicone sheets for the dehydrator.
In fact, they had gone on sale too, cheaper. I got them for $9. I think they're down to $6 or something.
Yeah, Patty had seen them on sale recently for like $6, and she had paid $9, I think. But Arlie, if you look down there, if you check that out and it's not, just let me know and we'll rectify that. But I'm pretty sure it should be in that In Patty's Kitchen Amazon public shopping list.
Almost done here.
Almost done.
No other questions?
Sandy, wish you could too. We got can't say three conferences because the Deep South Homestead Spring Gathering is not a conference. Purposely, on purpose, it's a gathering, fellowship. There will be some learning opportunities. There will be some short presentations, but it's mostly just a fellowship and have a good old time. Then in May, we'll be at the Great Appalachian Homestead Conference in, it's not in Crossville.
Nope, it's not, but it's close to there.
Yeah, doggone it, Linda, if you're still in here, somebody tell me. And then in October, we'll be at the second annual Homesteaders of America Conference, which is not in Warrenton. Amy, help me. Yeah, Amy, you can put links. If anybody's got links to the Great Appalachian Homesteading Conference, put that in there too. And of course, Wanda or Danny, if you're still here, post a link to the Deep South Homestead Spring Gathering Facebook group in there. But it's going to be, all those going to be lots of fun. Front Royal, Virginia, that's right.
Yes, that's it.
And at Deep South, Patty's going to be presenting on, what's your title? Yeah, not presenting, talking, leading a talk about
Growing a lot on the little.
growing a lot on a little. Growing a lot on a little. And then at the Great Appalachian Homesteading Conference, she's going to be, yeah, and about transitioning into the farmer's market.
No, about buying from the farm.
Yeah, that's right. I'm getting my talks mixed up. So let me start over. At the Deep South Gathering, she's going to be talking about growing a lot on a little and buying from the farmer's market. Then in May at the Great Appalachian Homesteading Conference, she's going to be doing a class on sourdough start to finish. And then in October at the Homesteaders of America Conference, she's going to be doing a more generic bread making class. Yeah, actually it's called Making Bread with dollar signs around it, with bread. Making bread with bread. She's going to talk about bread making, but also how she used bread as a gateway into our local farmers market.
And I'm going to be sharing my favorite recipes that actually got me going at the farm.
Ooh, I didn't know that. So at the Homesteaders of America Conference, she's also going to be sharing her favorite recipes that got her going at our local farmers market. So that's good stuff. Good stuff. Boy, here comes the rain again. Cookville, thank you, Linda. I knew I thought it started with a C, from Crossville to Cookville, Mississippi, which I mean Tennessee. You ready to change the camera?
Yeah.
All right. So back to me, unfortunately. See, that's where camera 2 is. Wave, Patty. Camera 2 is way over there, which explains why you couldn't hear her. But we'll get that. You know, I do love the opportunity to do that sort of thing. So while Patty's getting that done, I told y'all I had been playing with the iPhone camera. I was using portrait mode and I was trying to get some good shots of blue. Of course, I was actually sitting there watching Corey do some work on the roof of the trailer. I was there to be there in case he fell off. And I didn't consider my backdrop. Sorry about that. The old moldy looking side of the pool. And I missed this one. I didn't realize that's a pretty good shot, but I think that's not using the portrait mode. Then I couldn't get him to look at the camera. He was just fidgeting and jumping around, and that one's not bad, but I wish he was looking at the camera more. And there he's not looking at the camera. And there he's not looking at the camera.
Those are still some good shots.
Yeah, they are. And this one he's not looking at the camera, but look at that though. That's using the portrait mode where everything behind him is blurred out. I just love that shot. But wait till you see the next one. This morning when he and I were doing our rounds and I got him to stand perfectly still and look right at the camera.
That one turned
Look
out
at that.
great.
Look at that. Now that
He's
photo
pretty
has
dull,
not
yeah.
been touched up. I mean, that's him. Look at those eyes, would you? He's so fine. But I mean, that is, I think, using the contour lighting setting on in the portrait mode on the iPhone 10. I love that boy.
Oh, Amy's on her phone. She can't do the links on her phone. Can you do them? Do you know how to do it? Oh, wait. She did them.
There you go. All right.
But anyway, I'm excited about the different classes and stuff. That's
I
gonna
gotta
be
get
fun.
my water.
That's gonna be fun. Watch out. But I wanted to tell y'all, I've talked about my sourdough book and everything, and I'm trying to do a variety of things. Like I'm going to put in there the pizza loaf that I made. I mean, that's not really a recipe. Some of the recipes are going to be using the just the basic bread dough and turn it into something else. Like you can do cinnamon rolls with it, or you could do pizza and stuff like that. But what are some? Do y'all have any ideas of some different recipes that you would like to see, like it done into sourdough? I'm doing the cake in regular bread. I'm doing honey wheat bread, French bread. I can't really think of what else is in there. Oh, I did have some that I'm going to do brownies and some. I want to just have a variety of different sourdough stuff. Of course, everything sourdough that I'm doing, I'm putting in there. With the cheese bread and stuff like that. But I'm just trying to think of, maybe some different recipes that people would like to know. So I would like to see your ideas. Yes, I have done. I hadn't thought about that. Thank you, Kelly. About pita bread. I do want to incorporate pita bread in there because I do like pita bread. I've got pizza crust in there. So waffles, I could convert that over. Thank you. Oh, where's my book? Get my book for me, baby, please. The waffles.
Is it frozen?
My book?
No.
It's what frozen?
Is the video frozen?
I don't think so.
Oh, okay.
I don't know.
What do you want?
They're answering me. My book over there that I write stuff in. Let's see. Oh, cookies. I don't have any cookies. Okay, quick breads. Well, I'm doing banana bread, and I'm doing a cinnamon bread, and then the different cakes. I think, would that be quick bread? Is that the kind of quick bread you're talking about? Hey, baby, you know what? I have it right here. I sent Tommy looking for my book. Here it is. But, anyway, I can convert my, with the, pancakes that can be easily done into waffles on there. So I'll have to figure that one out because I just make up my waffle batter. I think you might want it a little bit thicker.
Oh, I promise you, Cajun Homesteader, you would approve. Cajun Homesteader said didn't know about sourdough king cakes.
Yes.
So we don't make king
it's
cakes.
not
We
king
make
cakes.
sourdough queen loaves.
Yeah, it's a queen loaf because I'm going to sell it year round because I can't wait to offer that at the farmer's market. Okay, Sandy said old-fashioned baps.
Baps, lardy cake, bread are two things that come to my mind, Patty.
I have no idea what
Neither
that
one of
either
those things I have.
are.
Either one.
I don't know what they are, but I would like
Well,
to know.
we need to know that.
I want to know that, though. All right,
Email that
cookies,
information to
snickerdoodles.
bread@aldermanfarms.net.
Let's see. All right, Amy, I don't know if you're talking to me. Sourdough Nan, Naan. I don't know what that is. Yes. Were you talking to Cajun Homesteader?
Mm-hmm.
I gotta show her mine. You gotta see mine or him. Oh. Yeah.
I'm not sure, but we're about out of time.
Yeah, we'll Google it.
Yeah, we'll be Googling
Okay.
that because we're interested in it.
I want to show y'all. I did this one for my sister. My sister, of course, she's from Louisiana. She likes king cakes too, but so many of them have the cream cheese in them and everything. So I made this for her while she was here. This is an apple cinnamon. And you can see the inside. I'm going to hold it over your computer, but I hope it don't drop on it. See my apples up in there, right there? And it's like a cinnamon roll over here, and then it's got the apples in there.
And
so
it's fine.
it is really, really good.
It is fine.
So
she's done several variations of it. One with
the
chocolate.
The chocolate's really good. It's got cream cheese. It's
Talking
a
about the
chocolate cream
filling,
cheese.
chocolate filling, and what was the other one?
Praline.
Yeah, a praline.
Yeah, it was good
filling.
too.
I don't know how many people even know what a praline is. That may be a
That's kind of a southern thing.
That may be a southern thing too. Just I don't know if they got. Well, they may call it a praline in other places. Yeah, yeah. In the South, it's a praline.
Praline. But cinnamon apple loaf looks good. Oh, thank you, Sandy. They say it makes good monkey bread too. Well, thank y'all for the suggestions
What
because
is monkey bread?
you hear like pull apart bread, where it's like just little balls and then you put it in there, roll it in cinnamon and sugar.
Yeah. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That sounds like I want to be a monkey.
Cajun's homesteader said, "Teach him, brother."
Yeah. All right. Well, that's about it for us.
Okay.
Or not.
They didn't see the dehydrator sheets at the Amazon store.
Okay.
So we need to do that.
I'll get that for you.
I wanted to.
Oh yeah.
Have you seen? Was it Allie? Who is it?
The winner?
My paper. Yeah.
I forgot. That was day before yesterday.
I know.
It was last week.
Nina.
Yeah.
I finally made the shampoo bar. I got it made, the new batch, and it's nice and white. It's so pretty. But anyway,
it's
smells
not as
good.
white as it looks on the screen, but it is white.
Yeah. It's bright white.
The light just messes it up.
Yeah. So anyway, I've got my shampoo bars made, so I'm so excited. They smell so clean. I love it.
It's got lavender in it.
So, but
so that'll be going out, Nina. Hopefully tomorrow.
Yes.
All right. So until we see you guys again, remember that whether you eat or drink or whatever you do all to the glory of God, and you can read that in context in 1 Corinthians chapter 10, verse 31. As always, we appreciate you guys hanging out with us, checking in on us. Sorry about the audio mess up. We'll get that. I love the ability to have camera 1, camera 2, camera 3, and so we'll be working on that to get the sound figured out. And so we're going to sign off and listen to it rain. See you next time.
Good night, y'all. Have a great week.